Hi there. Welcome to this practice of yoga, which is a short preparation ready for meditation. So what we're going to do is move the body for about 15 minutes or so with some focus upon the breath. The intention is for the body to feel loose, for us to be able to sit either comfortably on the floor or in a chair to allow ourselves to be able to meditate. So we're going to start our practice today in an all fours position. So what I'd like you to do is just place your hands so they're more or less underneath your shoulders, your knees more or less underneath your hip joints. Allow your spine to feel in a neutral position, and your eyes are looking more or less just beyond the end of your fingertips. With your next inhalation, I'd like you to gently begin to raise your chest, raise your eyes, and raise your tailbone. As you exhale, you're going to round the back, drawing the navel towards the belly and gently softening the bottom down towards the heels. As we inhale again, we lift back up into that first position. Again, a gentle lifting through the chest and the eyes. And as you exhale, a rounding through the back, drawing the navel in, but a softening of the shoulders, of the elbows, as you reverse back onto the heels. And just repeating that 3 more times with your breath, and allowing this movement and a slight slowing down of your breath rate to already begin to bring you into a more inward focusing state of mind, ready for meditation. Allowing this practice to offer kindness and support to yourself. Just this last movement, back and forwards. And then this time, as we bring ourselves back, we're going to just stay in this position, balasana, or child's pose. So you might find you want to cross your forearms and gently rest your head upon your forearms. You might prefer to have the arms stretched ahead of you, forehead meeting the earth. You choose what feels right and good for you. When you feel ready, on an inhalation, we're going to lift ourselves back up to all fours. Then we're going to tuck our toes under and gently push ourselves back into downward dog position. As we come into downward dog, we're going to bend our left knee but straighten through our right leg. So we'll start to feel a more intense stretch through the right side of the lower body. Spread through both of the hands. Try not to distribute the weight too much into the right hand side, and allow that right leg to start to really stretch out. And then swap over, so you're going to bend your right knee, stretching through your left leg, sending your left heel down towards the earth, and again distributing the weight equally between the hands and into that left leg. When you feel ready, bend both of the knees and come all the way back down to your all fours position. From your all fours position, we're going to step our right foot out to the side and then gently walk it forwards. As we walk it forwards, you might want to take it out to the right very slightly, and then bringing your hands to rest upon your right thigh. Drawing the navel gently inwards, trying to keep the knee and hip more or less in alignment. We're going to have a softness through the arms, softening through the shoulders. And as we inhale, we're going to follow our fingertips, gently drawing them up towards the sky. As we exhale, we carefully follow the fingertips all the way back down to the earth. Just twice more, allowing this movement to begin to slow down the efforts of your breath. Again, inviting ourselves to become more inwardly aware, more aware of the sensations in our body and the gentle flow of our breath. Upon completion of that moving lunge position, we're going to bring our hands down either sides of our right foot, tuck our left toes under, lift our left knee up, and gently step our way back into downward dog position. This time in downward dog, I'd like you to take your feet just a little bit wider than your hips, and then we're going to wag our tail like the happiest dog from side to side. You might want to move your head as you move the tail in opposite ways in the same way. Just allowing this movement just to begin to free up some tension through the lower back. And then allow that wagging to find its own conclusion. Step the feet just a little bit narrower, and then bend the knees and come all the way back down onto all fours. Stepping forwards with your left leg. Again, walking that left foot out slightly, bending into that left knee, stacking it more or less on top of that left ankle, and then bringing your hands onto your left thigh. Adjusting yourself, eyes looking ahead, dropping the arms down, letting the shoulders get heavy. And as we inhale, we carefully draw the arms up, following the fingers up to the sky. And as we exhale, we slowly release the hands all the way back down. Just doing that action twice more. As you inhale, carefully drawing up. Exhale as we carefully lower the hands back down. Just one more time. Gently following the breath, following the arms, and then carefully releasing ourselves. We're going to plant the hands either sides of that left foot, tuck our right toes under, lift our right knee up, and then gently step ourselves back into a plank position. Now, if plank feels very strong for you, you can always bend the knees and come into a half plank position. If you're in the full plank, squeeze the thighs together, push the heels away. Draw the shoulders in alignment with your wrists. Eyes again looking just beyond the end of your fingertips. Then we're all going to bend our knees and gently lower the chest down in between the thumbs. Bring your hands onto your lower back, separating your feet so they're a little bit wider than your hips. As we inhale, we're going to use the muscles of our lower back to raise our chest, shoulders and head. As we exhale, we're going to turn our right ear gently down towards the earth. As we inhale again, we draw ourselves up, using the muscles of the lower back to lift ourselves up. Exhale as we turn our left ear down to the earth. Inhale again as you lift the chest, shoulders, head. Exhale as you bring that right ear down. Inhale, lift the chest, the shoulders and the head. This time plant the hands either sides of your chest, push into your knees, come up to all fours, and then reverse the bottom all the way back onto the heels, keeping the arms outstretched ahead of you. You might find coming up onto your fingertips, creating lizard fingers with your hands feels quite nice. You might want to be much more passive and bring your hands back to rest your head upon. You choose what feels good and right for you. When you feel ready, gently come up to all fours, tuck in the toes, push all the way back into downward dog. From our downward dog position, what I'd like you to do is have a slight bend through your knees. Really think about drawing the navel to the back of your body and lifting your hips back behind you. Letting your head go completely and looking back towards the legs. We're going to cast our gaze to look forwards and start to walk your feet gently towards your hands. Coming onto your fingertips, bending the knees if you need to, maybe even bringing the hands onto the shins if you need to. Take hold of the elbows or maybe wrap the arms around the back of the legs and just let yourself just hang out over your legs for a few seconds, letting the head completely go. When you feel ready, slowly begin to draw yourself up. We're rolling up a little bit like a rag doll, drawing the navel in, gently allowing each vertebrae one at a time to stack on top of each other, bringing the shoulders, and very lastly the head being the very last thing that comes back onto the spine. Cast your gaze to look ahead. Just take a moment here. I'm just going to turn to face the camera. Stepping the feet just a little bit wider than hip distance apart, so maybe right to the edges of your mat. We're going to interlace the hands together, and as you inhale, draw your arms all the way up towards the sky. Take an exhale at the top, slight bend of the knees if it's pulling on the lower back or in the hamstrings. Take an inhale again and elongate through the body. Exhale as we gently lean over towards the left side. Inhale as we come up to centre, getting long and tall. Exhale as we lean, stretching through that side of the body. Inhale as you come all the way back up, get long. Exhale as you lean to the left, stretching through that right side of body. Inhale as you come all the way up. Exhale as you lean gently over towards the right. Inhale as you come up to centre. Release the hands, sweep them around and bring them all the way onto the backs of your thighs. I'm just going to turn to the front of the mat. Walk your feet slightly inwards, and then we're going to begin to slowly bend our knees and fold ourselves forwards. Coming all the way down into a forward fold, letting your head go completely. Maybe your hands feel better on the shins or resting on the floor. You choose. And then carefully begin to walk back to downward dog. In downward dog, just elongating through the spine. And then bending the knees, coming down to all fours. As we come down to all fours, swing your legs around. And I'd like you to come and lie in semi-supine position. So you're going to be lying flat on your back. Your knees are going to be bent, your feet upon the floor. Arms are going to rest gently down by the sides. Chin draws slightly down so the back of the neck feels a little bit elongated. We're going to inhale, push down through the feet, lift the pelvis up, reach the arms overhead as you spread the fingers and gently draw the chin down towards the collarbones. Exhale as you carefully release yourself out of this. Arms and spine touching the floor at the same point. As we inhale again, lifting back up into our dynamic bridge. Lifting the pelvis, lifting the chest. Exhale as you carefully release yourselves back down. Just one more time as we inhale. Staying in bridge, but just bring your arms back by your sides. You may wish to keep them down either side of you, or you may wish to interlace the hands and gently squeeze the shoulder blades together. Squeezing the thighs gently together. Breathing into the front of the body. One more breath. And then separate the arms and carefully lower yourself all the way back down. Take a moment just to settle in to your breath. And then placing your right ankle onto your left mid-thigh. You might just want to bring your right hand onto that thigh and gently push it away from you. You might find it better to pick up your left foot, taking hold of that left thigh and drawing both of the legs in towards you. You might want to flex through your right foot to protect your right knee joint if there's any pain or discomfort here. Just allowing the lower back to gently settle into the earth. From here, we're going to swap over. So you're going to bring that left foot down, release the right foot, bring the left ankle onto the right thigh, flexing through that left foot, and then possibly picking up the right leg and drawing it in towards yourself. This is a great position to help prepare our hips ready for a seated meditation practice. Just another breath here. And then very slowly begin to release both feet down to the earth, sliding one leg away from you and then the other leg away from you. Releasing the palms up to the sky, arms either sides of the body, adjusting through the body, closing the eyes, and just for the next few moments, I'd invite you to focus on your breath, inviting your inhale and your exhale to become equal in their length and in their effort. Allowing this opportunity for the body to be still, for the breath to feel balanced, for the mind to be focused in this moment. When you feel ready, begin to gently allow your breath to start to deepen. Slowly wiggling through the fingers and the toes, taking a stretch, a yawn or a sigh. And then what I'd like you to do is roll over to one side and carefully bring yourself up into a seat where you feel comfortable and ready to meditate. You could sit on the floor, you could sit in a chair. You choose what feels best for you. Bring your hands together into Amanjali Mudra, thumbs towards your breastplate. Thank you for practicing with me today, and enjoy your meditation practice that leads on from this moment. Namaste.